Good morning. Welcome. So this will be the first set of videos for Calculus 2. Okay, so just to start, we're going to have our first day is just going to do a little, well, not our first day. The first video is going to be a little bit of review of Calculus 1. So I call it Calculus 1 in 10 minutes. Let's see if I can make it in 10 minutes. Okay, so the first thing is Calculus 1 is all about derivatives and starting integrals. So let's start with derivatives. And a derivative is the rate of change of a function one-dimensional. We don't work with more dimensionals until Calc 3. So the rate of change of y equals f of x at a point, let's say x. Okay, and all we're doing is we're just taking the slope of the tangent line, or actually the limit of the slope of secant lines, okay, so that's going to be the limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. We should all know this. I think this should be sort of just jogging your memory. Okay, and sort of the associated picture that we have with this. Okay, we're at some point x. Okay, we have some function. Let's do that a little better. There we go. Okay, x is here. Let's say x plus h is here. We're taking the slope of this line, okay, and we're just basically making this thing get closer and closer. So this is, getting closer and closer until we actually get to the tangent line. Okay. All right. So there are some common derivatives that we know. Okay, so these are ones that should you have practiced taking them. Okay. Okay, so if you have y equals x to the n, dy dx, or y prime of x, is n x to the n minus 1. Sorry, I just like that being lined up a little better. Okay. If y equals sine of x, okay, dy dx equals, in this case, cosine of x. Similarly, if y equals cosine of x, dy dx is negative sine of x. Okay. Y equals e to the x. Dy dx equals e to the x. Okay. Natural log of x, let's put that one next to e to the x because that's they sort of go together. Okay. Then dy dx is 1 over x. Okay, so those are some common ones. And then there's these rules, the product rule. Okay, so if you have f of x, g of x, I'm going to write this one with primes. The derivative is derivative of the first times the second plus the first times derivative of the second. Okay, and then you also have the quotient rule. I stink at spelling quotient, but I think I got it right there. You'd think after 20 years of teaching math, I would have learned it, but I just never cared enough. Which is not the way that you should think about learning. You should care. Okay? Do as I say, not as I do. Derivative of the top times the bottom minus the top times derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Okay? And then you have the chain rule. Okay? So you're taking f of g of x, and you're going to take the derivative of that. That's going to be f prime of g of x, g prime of x. Okay? All right, I like to keep my videos to 1 page, so I'm going to stop this video here because we've got a page, and I'll see you all in the next video.